Hello, all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you are all doing very, very well. So, it is Thursday, which means that we are going to be reading through an ECKANKAR book, and today I thought it would be fun if we all try to find our life purpose, if you will. So yes, that is the e-booklet that we'll be reading through today. So without further ado, I'm going to roll my intro, and then we're going to get right into this cringy book.
Now this is the golden contract that every encounter, without exception, is there to move all along spiritually on their way back home to God. That's every encounter, every event, without exception. Something's trying to nudge you back home to God, and that means if you're a real hard nut to crack, to soften you up with love, because that's what all this is about. This is what you're about. Creation of God, from God, is at heart a unit of love too.
We have read through Spiritual Stress Relief, The Power of Gratitude, and today we are doing Finding Your Life's Purpose. It says, the secret of all time is that we are each to be a steward of divine love. Discover how to consciously open your heart as you journey to the top of the spiritual mountain. Find stories, inspiration, techniques, and more in this X-Soul Adventure e-booklet. Go higher, further, deeper on your path of spiritual self-discovery. And again, it's available in English and French and apparently no other language. So yes, here it is, an ECKANKAR soul adventure, finding your life's purpose, a journey to self-discovery and God discovery. So, what is the reason for living? Life is God's blessing to each soul. You are here in this great laboratory of life to learn how to give and receive love. Of course, a quote by Mr. Harold Klemp. Life's purpose, an X-Soul adventure, again with the eagle. Soul adventures are spiritual experiences that teach us at the very core of our being. You are soul, an eternal, unique spark of God. As soul, you have the God knowledge within you. The God knowledge. See how finding your life's purpose can inspire you to give and receive God's love in an always increasing measure, teach you to gracefully take each step on your journey, and open your heart in service to life. That one's apparently really exciting. The word ECKANKAR means co-worker with God. It is the path of spiritual freedom. Ek means life force, God current, or Holy Spirit. The first page of all of these books seem to be the same, don't they? This e-booklet, though, unlike the other ones, offers inspiration, stories, tips, and spiritual exercises for finding and exploring your life's purpose.
You serve zero purpose.
Here's a field. Meet Harold Klemp.
A creation of God, from God.
A spiritual teacher who can help you on your path of spiritual self-discovery. Source, Harold Klemp. Harold Klemp is the spiritual leader of ECKANKAR, the Mahanta, the living Eckmaster.
From God.
His role is to awaken the knowledge and love for the divine things already in your heart. As the inner and outer master, he gives spiritual help via talks and writings in the dream state and the spiritual worlds. He sure does make me go to sleep. Here Here he is! You are soul, a child of God. Your spiritual destiny is to become a co-worker with God, to spread divine love to all those around you. There's a compass. The trail guide. We're going on a trip.
Our trip was different.
The secret of all time is that we are each to be a steward of divine love. An article once ran in the San Jose Mercury, a West Coast newspaper, that carried an intriguing title. A bike ride stranger than fiction.
Our trip was different.
Twin brothers decided to take their mountain bikes to one of the large parks in California. They planned to make a 40-mile loop along ridges and up and down trails to see if they could reach a certain summit. So the two young men, full of adventure, set out on their bikes to rough it, racing up and down hills and ravines. After a while, they were exhausted. Guess they didn't sing Hugh enough. Asks, will we be able to make the summit and still get back to the ranger station before dark? This ride was turning out to be a lot more strenuous than they'd bargained for.
Hey! Thanks for the ride! I like this ride, Billy! Don't worry about me! Wait a minute! Come back and have a beer! Fuck. I'm gonna miss him.
Yet in this page, spite of their exhaustion, they pushed on. Before long, they managed to reach the summit. What an inspirational story so far. Both exclaimed in wonder, "Wow, what a view!" Then more soberly, one said, "Now we'd better get out of here." Off in the distance at the next ridge, they could see a rainstorm sweeping in. Trouble. Rain would turn the trails to mud. My God, the suspense is killing me. What's gonna happen? When the rainstorm unleashed its vengeance, biking went from bad to worse. The trail had indeed turned to mud. Damn it!
See what God just did to us, man!
They drove themselves without mercy to the point of thinking it was the end. Yet, the brothers struggled on. Finally, they collapsed. They toppled into the mud, flat on their backs, unable to stir a muscle. What keeps you going when you think you can't go on? One concluded. Well, it's been a good life. Yeah, rip, my dude. So they lay there, in the mud, exchanging stories of adventures they'd shared in their all too short lives.
See what God just did to us, man!
What a sad story. Suddenly, an old man appeared before them. He had a walking stick in hand and wore an old rain cap on his head. But his most striking feature was a long white beard. That's how they knew he was an old man. The man studied them. Finally, he asked, "What are you doing?" The twins answered in unison, as twins often do.
Play with us, Daddy.
Yeah, twins always talk in unison. They are not at all independent people of each other. "We're going to die," they said. It was said mostly in jest. The two peered up miserably at the old gentleman. Finally, one said, "Where do you come from?" Still flat on their backs, they looked up, too worn out to budge. Brushing the question aside, the old man stated, "I am a caretaker." "Where's the trail back to the ranger station?" they asked. Apparently they didn't bring a compass. His eyes reflected a gentle, compassionate look. "That's the way home," he said, pointing to a place hidden beyond trailside brush. Indeed, just a few yards away was the elusive trail they'd sought. The old man regarded them with amusement. "So you guys aren't ready to die." His gentle humor was like a healing tonic. Oh yeah, he's hilarious. Unaccountably refreshed, they roused, straddled their bikes, and headed for the trailhead a few yards away. How did they get out of the mud, though?
Our trip was different.
They stopped and turned to wave their gratitude to the old gentleman, but he had vanished. Was it Harold Klemp? The rest of the story. Well, thank you for letting us know that this is where it was. There was an odd follow-up to their adventure. One twin, the writer of this article, told of a later dream in which the old caretaker appeared to him. The young man asked, "What are you doing in my dream?" The old one replied, the old one,
See what God just did to us, man!
"I came to say that you have more adventures ahead of you, and to be thankful." "For what?" the young man asked. "Apparently for magically getting out of the mud." "You are a wild spirit and have a big heart." Smiling, he added, "Be thankful for every minute you are here." "I could have left you in the mud to die, motherfucker!" the young man shot back. "You mean wander the hills alone like you?" "No. Be the caretaker of your life. How profound. When the dreamer awoke, contentment and happiness hovered over him, and I hope no old men did, such as he'd not felt for a long time. His conclusion from this dream was that we are all caretakers for ourselves and each other. And it's important to take every step with grace, for life is a precious journey. You got all that out of that dream?
Our trip was different.
And most of all, the young writer urged, don't ever give up. Yeah, and just like lay down in the mud to die when all you have to do is jump on your bike and go home. He'd met the Eckmaster, Phoebe Quantz. The fuck is that? Oh, here he is. Phoebe Quantz is an Eckmaster who has served as a spiritual guide for many years. Just nobody has ever heard of him until this book. Try a spiritual exercise, and this one is apparently called God's Sweet Love. Consciously open your heart to God's love, which is always and forever flowing out to you like a quiet mountain stream. Let's talk of mountain streams making me have to go pee. It's easy to do. Sing you, oh for fuck's sakes. You. And in your mind and heart, watch this quiet stream of God's love flow gently into your heart and being. You opens your heart to God. It opens you to God's sweet love. How to sing you. Your eyes can be open or closed. That's what I was wondering about. Take a few deep breaths to relax. Then begin to sing Hugh. Pronounced like the word hue. In a long drawn out sound. Hugh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Take another breath and sing Hugh again. You can continue for up to 20 minutes. Sing Hugh with a feeling of love, and it will gradually open your heart to God. Yeah, who the fuck cares? Giving God's love to others is the reason we're all here. God's love comes to us directly from God and through others. Part of Soul's lesson is to learn to somehow give this love back to life and to everything living. Give it back to every living thing. And the same thing over again. Hugh. Sacred sound. Ancient mantra. Pain in my ass. Arrow bridge to love with an airplane. Here is the story of one young man's surprise encounter with the power of divine love. Soul learning to love as God loves. I'm a manager of the cabin crew for an international airline. Part of my role is to greet passengers as they board the aircraft. On one particular flight, an elderly lady with a cane slowly and tentatively approached the door. The floor of the aero bridge connecting to the aircraft was about 2 inches lower than the threshold of the plane. This would present no problem to an able-bodied passenger, but to this lady, it posed a major hurdle, because she was an old bitch.
Our trip was different.
Each time she lifted her foot to take the small step, she lost her balance. I quickly became aware she was having a problem, but nobody noticed in the airport and got her a wheelchair until she got on the plane, apparently.
See what God just did to us, man?
I extended my arm. Let me help you, madam, my lady, I said. With that offer, I consciously opened my heart to God and... Suspense is killing me. Declared myself a vehicle to be of service in any way I could to the best of my ability. What happened next caught me by surprise. The lady gazed up at me with eyes that were deep pools of love. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. And then you and the lady went into the cockpit and she looked at me, soul to soul, bone to bone. In that moment, time and space collapsed. I saw this woman in her youth, young, bright, and energetic. She was bounding up a set of stairs, 2 steps at a time, holding not 1 but 2 young children in her arms. She's kidnapping people. She was at once a loving wife and caring mother, leading a healthy, active life. Have you had a special soul-to-soul experience or bone-to-bone experience? Let me know down below. I could barely contain the enormity of the divine love I was feeling. It was as if God had opened the floodgates of heaven. Right there in front of all the passengers, I broke into a torrent of joyous tears. Jesus Christ, like Cope, dude. My elderly passenger, in all her dignity, understood. Thank you, she said simply, and she moved toward her seat. As I watched her, I felt as if God had returned more than 1,000,000-fold the little bit of love I had given. Truly, We can serve God in all of life, anywhere, at any time. Even in the cockpit, right, buddy? Ew, ew. So often you'll hear me say, Soul's mission is to serve life. Basically, it's helping people. It's helping them do the things that they need to make life easier for them. And in so doing, you are working for the Holy Spirit, for the good of other people, and you are doing much good for yourself. Said this, I don't know, I guess the old lady, is this her here? We'll never find out. Answers to your soul adventure questions. What is a spiritual quest? The spiritual quest is to live a God-realized life, whatever the fuck that means. What's at the core of God realization if not divine love? So, the quest means learning to give and receive God's love in an always increasing measure. One doesn't have to run around frantically in search of it. God's love is all around.
See what God just did to us, man?
But you must learn to open your heart to it. Is there someone or something that opens your heart? One way is by doing an easy spiritual exercise, which I'll give you here. The key is to contemplate on all the things in your life you're grateful for, like your family and friends, your health, your opportunities, or the Mahanta. Yeah, everyone's sitting here going, I am so grateful for Harold Klemp. Then sit or lie down and get comfortable. All right, guys, we all doing this? Next, begin to sing thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank who? Now that would have been clever. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Either aloud or silently. Oh, I could have done it silently. Sorry, guys. Let a parade of all the things you're grateful for march across the screen of your mind. Yes, we're all AI bots. From left to right, like the way you read. And count and do everything. This is a pleasant exercise. You will begin to open your heart to God in a greater way than ever before. The quest! People have pursued it across the pages of history, yet it has always eluded them. They were looking for a precious treasure out there. Got my precious treasure. His name is Trevor, just saying. But it was hidden in their very own hearts the whole time. I'm not sure what it means to really love God. How can I develop a loving relationship with God? How, or to whom, could you give divine love today? Put your attention upon divine love. Put your love into the things you do. Give your love to your dear ones. Love is all there is. Love is all you need. It is the beginning and end of life. Ask the inner master to guide you in the ways of God's love, and life will bring you every experience needed. That is the easy way. In time, divine love will take you to the top of the spiritual mountain, where your ears will pop. There, you will experience the wonders of self-realization and God-realization in the proper seasons of your life. And, in the end, you will love God completely. Yay! Oh, look. It's the eagle again. Wait for me! I'm like a bird, only fly away. ECK membership. Advanced Spiritual Living Courses. We are almost done this, by the way. We're on page 17 out of 18, and I have learned shit.
Our trip was different.
I have learned shit all about how to find my life's purpose. All they've told me is some story about some guys that apparently didn't realize that they could just stand up to leave mud, and then told me to sing Hugh or sing thank you and think of all the things I'm grateful for. Thank you. I don't know how any of those things is actually gonna find me my life purpose, but anyway, let's talk about how we need to sign up for the Advanced Spiritual Living Courses. See what God just did to us, man? Go higher, further, deeper on your path of spiritual self-discovery. What will you experience? A whole lot if it's what's in this book, let me tell you. This ever-expanding adventure can bring you personal transformation from the moment you begin. This includes monthly self-discovery courses with advanced spiritual techniques for private study, opportunities to explore the courses in small group discussion classes, quarterly letter, and updates from a God-realized teacher, whatever the fuck that is, with timely perspectives, spiritual initiations, profound steps of enlightenment, a community of like-hearted people, or as we like to call it here, what it really is, a cult, respect spiritual freedom, and love truth. Yeah, if you want to call it truth, I guess. Opportunities for further spiritual training and service. Start your Ek adventure today! And then, of course, they have the website and the membership services, and then it says, ECKANKAR, the path of spiritual freedom. As it always does. It appears that all of these books have the first couple of pages. They just kind of give a brief synopsis of what ECKANKAR is, and then who Harold Klemp was, and then they all end in offering these classes, advanced spiritual living courses. Because I do think that all of these books are really only made, other than to indoctrinate you into this cult and as propaganda, but only made to get you to sign up to do these advanced spiritual living courses. That is the whole point of this thing, is to make it so that people pay for a membership and these courses. Once again, this book is extremely repetitive, reminds me of the last couple that we read. Like I said, even has the exact same pages at the beginning and the end of it. It seems to just tell a semi-okay story, which is supposed to teach some kind of lesson, but then they reach for this lesson, attach it to God in some way.
See what God just did to us, man?
Tell us to sing Hugh. Do some other random exercise.
Our trip was different.
And then they just kind of call it an e-booklet. Let me know what you think about this down below. Did you get anything extra out of it? I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe while I'm reading through these books, you are sitting there and you are finding your life's purpose throughout this book, and it's just me because I have no soul, and therefore maybe I'm just having a hard time with all of this, since you have to be soul in order to get it. Please do give the video a like, subscribe if you are new here. I would love it if you joined our fabulous, amazing members. All of the beautiful people do, and you don't want to be ugly like Harold Klemp and run a cult. So join my cult instead by hitting that join button.
Wait a minute! Come back and have a beer! Fuck. I'm gonna miss him.
I am releasing one of the e-booklets and one of his other books every single Thursday for the next little while. We are going to be covering ECKANKAR. So again, please subscribe for more of these videos, and no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous day. Take care, and I'm going to see you all real soon with either another scam cult or something funny, because that's what I do.
Our trip was different.
Take care. Mwah. I still don't know what my life's journey is, and I feel like now that's the fault of Harold Klemp.
You serve zero purpose.
See what God just did to us, man?
Our trip was different.
Zero purpose.